Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio. We are just 2 weeks away from our trip to Vancouver. I'm so excited, I can't tell you. 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to be at some night spot, or several, in Vancouver. And we'll tell you what those spots are, so you can catch up with us. And then 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be at Cheers in North Delta, doing our show in front of a live audience for the first time ever in British Columbia. It's never happened before. We've never crossed the border on the West Coast. We did a show from Canada last year. It was our first show from Canada, from Windsor. But it's the first time that we've done it out west in Canada. Very excited about this. Very excited. And keep listening to AM 730 Mojo Radio. Maybe you'll win tickets and you'll come down and see the show, for God's sake. It's Like It's 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. More importantly, we teach women how men think, toll-free at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Jerry, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Okay, Jerry.
Wanted to find out a question, an answer. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. First-time caller.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I don't have a girlfriend, and it seems strange that women that seem to have no interest in me are constantly asking me, how come I don't have a girlfriend? I want to know what's up with that.
You tell them that you don't have a girlfriend because you date around.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. See, women are like anybody else. Nobody wants to eat at an empty restaurant.
Yeah. Okay.
And so they're trying to find out if you date. Now, of course, at first, there was a reaction to, what are you? Is it got a dog? Is it got a slut? What are you? But the reality is women want what other women want.
Oh, okay.
If other women want you, the woman you're talking to wants you more.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, they seem to act to me like they have no interest in me, but they seem to always ask me these questions.
But that's because they think you don't have a girlfriend. They think you don't date.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell them you date all the time. You're a player. That's why you're out about.
Okay.
You have a date later tonight.
Okay.
You're just having a couple of drinks because the chick you're going to hook up with later is having dinner with somebody, and then she's going to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she isn't.
Okay. So the truth is not necessarily a necessary thing in this situation, huh?
No, because, chicks say they want one thing, but they then go for another.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They want nice guys, they say, and then they go after jerks.
Uh-huh.
You got to be a jerk. You got to be a player. Or at least you have to appear to be one.
Yeah.
Hot chicks love jerks.
It seems that way.
Well, I always use the example. I don't know if your parents are still together, if they've stayed together, if they're divorced. But anybody you know who has divorced parents, ask mom what dad was like, and 99 times out of 100 she'll say, he's a jerk. Mm-hmm. He's a loser. He's an a-hole. Lazy, good-for-nothing slob, jerk. And what mom fails to tell you is that's what got her hot.
Yeah.
That's what turned her on.
Uh-huh.
That slovenly slob of an a-hole, jerk, unreliable, never did anything he was told. That's the guy she wanted to knock her up.
Okay. So even though they seem to have no interest, they do have an interest in, huh?
The more you tell them that you're busy dating chicks, the more interested they become.
Oh, okay.
Also, the less interested you look in them, the more interested they become.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guys who show interest have the stink of death on them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, so you want to look like you couldn't care less.
Yeah, because I've been listening to you for the last couple of months, and I have broken all of your rules.
Mm-hmm.
I have broken all of your rules.
You sound like a really nice guy, Jerry, and that's a problem.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Yeah, but I've been listening to you the last couple of months, and I've been learning.
Everything that seems right to you, do the opposite.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it'll work. Believe me, it will work. I have dealt with guys who are complete and utter pussies, who are always the best friend or the one that women call to confide in. You're like a brother. And I have turned those men around.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're turning me.
Excellent.
I thank you very much for it.
Jerry, you let me know how you make out, okay?
All right.
All right, very good. Thanks for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Mike, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. It's Leykis 101. I am your professor. Hello.
What's up, brother?
Not much, Mike.
I got a quick question for you. Need some advice here.
By the way, just a little aside here. I was looking at that Christiane Amanpour on CNN. You know that chick with a British accent on CNN?
No, I don't.
Yeah, well, she's on right now. This chick looks like a raccoon, man. Have you ever seen this chick?
No, but when I get off the phone with you, I'll go in and check her out.
Yeah, no, turn it on. She's a complete raccoon.
I'm sure she is.
Scary.
Okay, so here's my little story, Tom. Moved to California roughly a year ago. Started working at a restaurant. About 5-6 months in the restaurant, a girl that I did not meet in college, that went to the same college with me back in the Midwest. It happened to be the college that won the National Football Championship last year. She came out here, didn't know each other before, but I met her at the place I worked. I saw 101 and to not date her at all. I finally left the job a couple weeks ago. I want to start dating her, but the problem is she is banging some guy down at Pacific Beach down in San Diego. Not dating, but only banging him, and I want to start dating her. What should I do?
Well, she's just banging him. She doesn't have an exclusive relationship with him, does she?
True. She said, I asked her, I said, are you dating? She said, no, I'm not dating him. I just said to him, and that's it.
Perfect. There's room for you.
I know there's room for me, so that's a good end, but because I know she sees him 4 to 5 times a month. At least to go start banging him.
That leaves 25 other days in the month.
Right, exactly. So what should my end be with her?
Well, you can't be a good friend of hers. I'll tell you what.
I am a good friend, but I want to be more than friend.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as more than friends.
But I'm not being. I like the glass guy who called.
Let me give you an example. You live in L.A., okay? Or you live in the L.A. area.
Beach, yeah.
All right, let me give you an example, okay? I'm going to use an L.A. example, okay? Because one I can think of, okay? Think of the following terms: friend and lover as streets. Okay? Friend is that little cul-de-sac, Friend Court. And then you got Lover Boulevard. Once you have driven the car up Friend Court, there's no U-turns. There's no outlet. There's no through traffic.
It's a one-way street and a dead end.
That's right, and it dead ends right there at the cul-de-sac. That's it. You can once you make a wrong turn off Lover Boulevard onto Friend Court, you're a dead man.
But I haven't gone.
You got to pull out the Thomas guide at that point. You're screwed.
I don't have the. I'm not going. I haven't gone down that route.
You already have. You told me you're a good friend.
I'm good, but not good enough.
You're there with the engine running right now.
No. Listen, Tom. I'm the one who we go out and hang out with at bars, and it doesn't get more than that, and we go to party together, and nothing more than that.
But that's my point. You're like a gay friend.
You're very flirtatious with me, Tom.
But how come you've never closed the deal?
I don't know.
She's wondering that too.
And what should I do to close the deal? You tell me.
Well, how do you ever close a deal?
Yeah.
I know. How do you?
How?
No. I'm asking you. Have you ever closed a deal?
Sure.
When you have, what have you done in the past?
Just go up and just tell them exactly what you want.
So, what's different about this chick?
I don't want to lose her.
Oh, here we go. That's why you're on Friend Court with the engine running.
I know.
So I
have to turn back around the other way and go down the other street, down to the boulevard.
You're going to stop being a friend? Oh, come on. You've done it already. You've slit your own throat.
I haven't gotten to that point, but I'm very close.
No.
I don't want to slit my throat.
Mike, you either close the deal the next time you see her or you're a dead man.
Got it.
And I think you're a dead man already, but
I'm not.
The more you let this go on, the less likely it is you're ever getting in.
I'm working all the way.
I mean, what is the difference between you and a gay friend?
I'm not gay. That's the whole difference.
Well, but for her, what's the difference?
For her?
Yeah.
What's the difference? She might be attracted to me.
Well, you haven't converted. Therefore, you're like any gay friend she has. You go to parties with her.
She's not one who calls up late at night crying on the phone saying, help me with my problem.
That's what they do with gay friends. Do you have any gay friends? Do you have any gay men?
No.
That's what chicks do with gay friends. They call him late at night. He treated me like crap. He won't call me. That's what they do.
She doesn't do that with me.
You just so she
I didn't let her get to that point.
so she never talks to you about herself, her life, anything.
Nope, she just tells me how she has fun banging the guy. She tells me all that all the time.
Well, again, same thing. Why is she telling you that?
To make me jealous.
To make you. Then why didn't you convert?
I need the grande cojones, Tom.
Oh, Mike, that's the problem. You are like a gay man. You should have converted this already. You should have kicked this one through the uprights. You should have done it.
Next time I see her, done and done.
But you know what, Mike? It may be too late, but
Well,
I'm telling you,
I need a little kick in the ass.
the longer you wait, the deader you become.
The closer down the street.
I'm putting a rainbow sticker on your car with the engine running over there on Friend Court.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
The more you educate our men, you're pretty much screwing me over. I mean, I love going out and not taking a penny, just my ID. I mean, come on, cut me some slack. Give a dog a bone.
I'll give you a bone.
It's Leykis 101 on the Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis on Hot Talk 1080 KOTK.
Ben, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Ben.
How are you?
Do you care?
Of course I do.
I'm doing great.
Tom, I just have to tell you, I'm following your rules. I'm basically playing these two girls. One girl, I tried to call you last time, but I got cut off. This time, I have a question. See, this second girl that I'm seeing, she's basically a virgin, and I really, really want her to lose it. I mean, I've talked to her about it. I've hinted. It's only been like 2 or 3 dates, but I mean, only the 2 or 3 times that I've seen her. But I mean, she's gorgeous. What should I do?
Well, Leykis 101, and we haven't talked about this rule in a while, we do not recommend doing virgins. We say that virgins are too much trouble.
Why, though?
They are trouble because they're like human lint. They're lousy in bed because they have no experience, and they follow you to the ends of the earth. And you may think that's flattering before it happens, but let me tell you, I've done 3 virgins. I still hear from them.
Wow. No, but the cool thing is she doesn't know my real name and she doesn't know my real phone number.
Well, that part is good.
Yeah, every time I've called her with a restricted number.
Well, I mean, if you really want to do a virgin and you're not worried about getting caught,
yeah,
and you're not worried about it, remember what virgins are looking for is love.
That's true. No, I mean, I sent her flowers. I sent her, like, 1 rose. I mean...
No, but you see, we tell guys, don't send flowers.
Oh.
You don't do that.
Oh. Shoot.
You don't send flowers. You don't send flowers to anyone you're not married to. You just don't do it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
And you don't spend money on them either.
Oh, no. But on the first girl... You're going to be very, very happy. In the 3 times that I've seen that I saw her, afterwards I just dumped her.
Good.
I spent a total of $21.
Perfect.
I counted.
Perfect. But the virgin, you're letting your emotions take over here. You're letting your libido take over here. You don't. How much are a dozen roses? $70?
Oh, no. I didn't send her a dozen roses. All I sent her was 1 rose. It's just I just want to bang the hell out of this girl already.
You sent her any other flowers other than a rose?
Oh, no.
All right, so where'd you get it? From some Mexican guy on the street selling them at a median strip? Or where'd you get the rose?
Oh, I just went to, what's it called?
Trader Joe's?
My mother had a whole bunch of roses in her garden, so I just picked one. And
so you didn't pay anything for it? Okay.
No.
All right.
Heck no, I'm not going to spend that much on a girl.
But the other thing is, how many times have you been out with the virgin now?
Oh, 3 times.
What do we say about 3 times?
Oh, yeah, DTB.
3 strikes, you're out.
Oh, that's true. Cool, Tom. Thank you very much.
Ben, good luck. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Tom on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
I'm doing great.
Hey, okay. So I have a ton of friends that listen to you, and I'm 18. I'm a senior in high school.
Uh-huh.
And I was just wondering, I've thought, like, every which way, how can Leykis 101 apply to high school guys like myself?
Well, certain additions to Leykis 101. You should certainly know that women in their 30s, there's a phenomenon going on right now. Women in their 30s and 40s really want to get with young guys. And while you're busy worrying about chicks who are going to the prom, there are women who are like MILFs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God!
There are chicks who are like old and hot.
Seriously.
Who will be happy to be Mrs. Robinson for you. You know what I'm saying? They will be happy to be your, I think they're your first experience.
Nice. You see, because most of the high school chicks I seem to run across that seem like, prudes.
Well, they're not prudes. Here's the deal. When a guy who's 30 meets one of those chicks, they spread their legs immediately.
Oh, man.
That's how, believe me, but here's the deal, Tom. It gets better later on for you.
Sweet.
But the trick is to wait it out.
Okay.
Don't worry. You know what you do in the meantime? Bang the older chicks.
Oh, okay.
Because here's what happens. When you turn 25, suddenly the younger chicks start looking at you a whole different way.
Oh, okay. See, I thought
Meanwhile, the chicks today who are your age, when they're 25, they're too old for you.
Oh, okay.
So you will get, and by the way, you get the ultimate revenge forever. Because if you have a good living, you can always be with a 20-year-old for the rest of your life.
Perfect. Okay. See,
the more money you make, the older you can get, the younger they get. I mean,
Oh my God.
So as bad as it may seem today, a lot of guys your age, you know what they do? The first chick who F's them, they marry them, or that's my girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Forget that. You know what? Date a 35-year-old.
Wow.
Don't date her, F her.
Is that what you did?
A lot.
Oh. Sweet. Okay, I'll have to try that.
I mean, try the older chicks.
Okay.
And then later on, do not get married till you're at least 25, because when you get older, you're going to college?
Yeah. Well,
you're going to go, right?
Yeah, the older chick thing, though, you think about it, it's like I would think they'd laugh or something.
Oh, it's the exact opposite. Right now, there's this whole thing with women saying, orgasms are important to me, young guys can keep it going all night long. I mean, a lot of these, come on, let's look even younger than you. You're in Seattle. What about the Mary Kay Letourneau thing? I mean, that's an example of what's going on. But I'm telling you, that's an extreme example.
Yeah. So where do I meet him, though? I mean, because I'm not even 21.
Where do you meet? Well, you can meet them in any number of places. My God, you can meet them at a library. You can meet them at a bus stop.
Oh, okay.
You can chat them up any old place. I mean,
you gotta pimp it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool, man.
That's all you have to do.
I appreciate it, Tom.
And I'm telling you, these chicks, if they see you have the guts to come up and start playing them, they want you.
Take me out with screaming orgasms.
I'll give it what I got here.
Oh God. Oh, yes.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Leykis 101. I am your professor. It's Maya on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Mr. Leykis, I just want to say that I think you're the biggest a-hole in the city.
Is that so? Well, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
I'm sure you do.
I work at it. Yes, as I've always said on this program, we in Leykis 101 wear that as a badge. So I'm proud to say I am an a-hole in spades.
Well, I just want to call and say that you are. And
well, thank you. I really do take that as a compliment. Any reason why I've attained this high achievement?
Well, I do agree with maybe 3 things that you have said in the last 4 months that I've listened to you.
Oh, so you've been listening for 4 months, have you?
I have, yes. I have, and I do agree with a few things. But
why are you so angry? I mean, you think you're insulting me. In reality, you're complimenting me. But why are you so angry?
I just think that with all of, I think you were speaking about this yesterday, with all of your knowledge, you could give better advice to these boneheads.
I think I'm giving great advice. What bad advice have I given?
I don't know, just a guy who just called with, never sent flowers. You treat women like garbage, basically. That's just wrong.
That's what women love. That's what they respond to, dear.
That is incorrect. Not all women love that.
We never said all women, dear, but enough women that it's worth your while to do it that way.
I don't know. It's just wrong. It just sounds wrong.
What's wrong with it?
I just take offense to it.
Well, you take offense to it, but maybe you should look inward. Maybe you should talk to women and ask them why they go out with jerks, why they love jerks, why they marry jerks, why they give it up to jerks and nice guys get left off to the side. Why don't you ask women why they do that, and then you should figure out who you should be angry at. All I do is report the truth here, and you know that's the truth. Not in 100% of the cases, but in the majority of the cases, it is true. The nice guy gets shunted to the side. The jerk is the one who gets the play.
No, we do like nice guys, but nice guys who have character.
No, you like nice guys when you're over 30 and you're worried that somebody is going to have to pay the rent, and the irresponsible ski instructors, tennis instructors, pizza guys, musicians, and actors who you've been dating all these years are not going to pay the rent. And so all of a sudden, your Poindexter, who you would never go out with before, starts looking pretty good and pretty reliable. And Poindexter has to go without a date all those years. And tell me that doesn't happen.
Well, it doesn't happen to me.
Dear, again, this is called broadcasting. This show is not being aimed specifically at your car. It is being aimed at millions of people. We talk in generalities because we're talking to millions of people. And just because you, the exception to the rule, calls in from your car in Burbank, doesn't mean that what applies to you applies to 3 or 4 million people.
I know, I guess it's really sad to see that there's so many idiots out there.
Well, dear, my job is to act like a mirror and reflect the world accurately. Not to change it, to reflect it. I don't care how many silly people there are out there. That's the way the world is, and I tell men how to get laid in the world in which we live. Not the world you want to live in, that parallel universe like on Star Trek, where you want to go beam yourself up to another planet to a higher life form. We live here on Earth. This is where we are. And we have to date the people who live on this planet.
I know, which is pretty sad.
All right, but, dear, again, you're saying how sad it is. But the fact is, the advice I'm giving is good for people who live on planet Earth with the rest of us. Now, maybe you're out there on Remulon or some other planet where people are all nice guys, get the dates, jerks are ignored, guys who treat women like queens are all rewarded. On Earth, it doesn't work that way. On Earth, the guy who sends flowers gets dirt kicked in his face. On Earth, the guy who treats you like crap is the guy you're fascinated with. Not you. I'm talking about women generally. You are one of the very few exceptions to this rule. I say this with years and years of personal experience, not to mention the experience I've had with friends of mine having to listen to their troubles. It's always the same theme. Now, why do you blame me for the way the world is? I didn't create the world.
It's just like it's the way we reflect the world, the way you describe it.
I describe it accurately, and even you admit that I describe it accurately. In saying that, oh, it's so sad, you are conceding that I'm right. The world is the way I describe it. Now you want me to describe it through rose-colored glasses. You want me to tell men you should respect women and bring flowers, and you should say hi to their children and help them mother their kids and take them to theme parks, and you should be a nice guy because that's what women want. And the guy who follows that advice doesn't get laid.
I mean, is that all that it's about, getting laid?
That's why guys date. Don't you understand that?
No.
Why do you hate me for this, for telling you? I'm giving you a gift here. I'm telling you what men say about you when you leave the room. I'm telling you what men think. Every man who ever went on a date with you, dear, don't kid yourself. He wanted to see how you looked with your shirt off. That's why he asked you out. Not because you appeared to be intelligent. Not because you appeared to be nice. Not because you appeared to have a good career. He wanted to get some play. That's why men ask you out. Why do you think men pay for dinner? So they can hear you waxing philosophical about your political opinions? We don't give a rat's ass about your political opinions, your intellect, your IQ, not until we get inside and see whether you're shaved or unshaved. That's the fact. Sorry, that's the way the world is. Now, why do you hate me for giving an accurate representation of how men think?
I just get really upset when you say, things like, well, I just feel like you are asking these men to treat women like...
No, I'm telling them how to get laid. Now, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay. If I'm wrong, these guys will never get laid, right. And they'll call the show and they'll say, Tom, your advice didn't work. I treated women like crap, and I couldn't get laid. I couldn't get anywhere with any of them.
Right.
Don't you think I'd be getting calls like that?
Yes, you would.
Why do I get calls from guys saying, thank you, you're the father I never had, I'm getting laid all the time, getting more trim than ever? Why are they saying that?
Okay, you win. You win.
I win?
You win. I see your point. I mean, I see your point, but I still, I just get upset.
But you get upset because you're upset at me. I'm just the messenger. That's the way the world is, and the quicker you accept that, the less angry you'll be about it. That's the way it is. Are you single or married?
I'm single.
You're single. Do you date?
Of course.
You do. Okay. When you go out with a man, do you really think what he wants is to play Final Jeopardy with you?
I guess not.
No. He wants to see your knockers. That's how it is. And we're sitting there going, that's fascinating on that first date. And you know what we're really hearing? Blah, 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 blah. We're not listening. We don't care. Now understand, am I giving a flattering portrayal of men here? Am I sugarcoating this at all? Yes, I'm telling you the truth. And you don't want the truth. You want me to lie. Women always say they want us to be honest. And then I come on the air and I am about as bare-ass honest as a man could possibly be. I'm telling you how I think, and most men I know, how they think. And you're angry at me because I'm telling you the truth. Now, if you believe what women always say, that you want men to be honest with you, then don't be mad at me. I'm being honest with you.
That's a good point. You are being honest. I know. I guess I'm just taking all my frustration out on you.
Well, it's not my fault guys are like this. Guys were like this since before I was born.
Okay.
And they will be like this forever. And the reason we're like this is because ejaculation for a man is like urination. When you gotta go, you gotta go. You've heard me give the analogy on the air if you've been listening for 4 months.
Yes.
When I gotta take a leak, you know where I want to be? I want to be at the Four Seasons Hotel. You go into you ever go to the bathroom at a Four Seasons?
I have, yes.
Walk into the lobby of the Four Seasons, ask where the restroom is, go in there. There's an attendant, and he gives you a fresh towel when you wash your hands after going to the bathroom.
Yes.
They have colognes in there, and it's always squeaky clean. I mean, when you put your ass on a toilet seat at the Four Seasons Hotel, you don't have to worry about who sat in there or whether the guy had a can of Valvoline all over his hands before he sat down. That place is spotless. All right? So when I need to go, that's where I want to be. I want to be at the best possible restroom there is. But every once in a while, I'm taking I-15 out to Vegas. And the only gas station for the next 37 miles is that Chevron station where they haven't even taken a washcloth in there to wash off the toilet seat.
Right.
But you know what? I gotta go. So what do? Say no, I'm going to hold it until I get to Caesar's Palace?
Of course not.
Well, I go in and I go there. Think of ejaculation for a man like that. It's not an accident that it all comes out the same place. So a man does not fall in love with a urinal, okay? Doesn't want to know about its problems. Doesn't want to know where it's been. Doesn't want to know who's been in there earlier today. All we know is that it provides relief for us right now. Even if we feel like we want to wash our hands after we're done using it.
Well, thank you for the analogy.
That is what sex is like for a man.
Okay.
I know you're like completely disgusted.
I am, yes.
But I'm telling you,
not for all men. But not for all men.
Yeah, well, there are gay men, there are shy men who don't know how to close the deal. There are men who are Poindexters who haven't had enough experience with women. The guys who get laid cop to the fact that they need to ejaculate. And if they can't get Pamela Anderson, there's some fat chick who puts out, 2 in the morning, he's got her phone number.
Sure.
That's how it works. And she will not make him listen to her resume, her curriculum vitae, will not make him hear about her personal problems at home, or the ex-boyfriend who was abusive, or the boss who's a jerk, or your cat swallowed a hairball. She'll just say, come on over. I know you're drunk. Come on over. I got a nice, warm, wet one for you. And the guy will go. He'll go to the filthy Chevron station. That's what he has to do.
Sure.
You understand the analogy?
Yes, I do.
That's exactly how it is to be a man.
Oh, my God.
So, now, again, let's review. You think we go on dates with you to sit there and discuss all your political points of view and what you learned in college and everything? And you are a urinal. And you're either the urinal at the Four Seasons or at the Chevron station. But we know by the end of the evening, we want to wash up, flush, and get the hell out of there.
Well, it's a horrible visual. Oh, my God.
That's what it is, dear.
Okay.
And how can you be mad at me for that? What other man, if you were dating a man, do you think he'd tell you you're nothing but a urinal to me?
Of course not.
No, he's going to, oh, that's fascinating. So you went to USC, huh? What'd you major in? Well, that's great. Do you have any dogs or cats? Really? That's fascinating. Do you really think he cares about that stuff? All that conversation on the first date? Imagine the guy who has to... Have you ever had to pee really badly and you're like hopping on one foot?
Yeah.
And if I came up to you and started to have a conversation with you when you're hopping on one foot, would you hear what I was saying to you?
Of course not.
No. And you had just drunk a 6-pack of light beer. And you're in the...
beer, but okay.
All right, and you're near the Chevron station. Are you going to sit there and have a conversation with me while you're hopping? You're going to be hopping right into the bathroom, okay?
Right.
Remember the next time a guy with blue balls asks you out on a date, and he's sitting there looking attentive, like a Cocker Spaniel. Remember, in fact, talking to a guy on a first date is like, do you have a dog?
I do, yes.
You ever talk to your dog?
Yes, I do.
Does the dog ever appear to understand what you're saying?
Occasionally.
Sometimes even appears sympathetic.
Yes.
And then he goes out and takes a dump?
Yeah.
That's a man.
Okay.
On a first date, that is a man. Think of your dog. Look into that man's eyes and think about your dog. And he's just sitting there going, Just remember, he's got to go. The dog will sit there and listen until you're done talking. Then he's going out to take a pic.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Actually, yes.
And see, and you're not even angry at me anymore, are you?
I'm not angry at you. I don't know.
You were angry when you called in.
I was very angry.
But
I was very angry.
But you know what I'm saying is true.
I know. I just, I believe in love, and I believe in romance, and I believe in all the beautiful things, like I said. Through
Keep going to the movies, darling, but in real life, we gotta pee. The Tom Leykis Show. Mark, you're on Leykis 101 with the professor. Hello.
What's up, Tom?
How much, Mark?
You're going to have to walk me through this. I'm a failing student.
All right, go ahead.
I have a girlfriend. We moved in about 8 months ago.
Uh-huh.
She was living with her boyfriend.
She was living with her boyfriend?
She was living with her ex-boyfriend.
Her ex-boyfriend or her boyfriend?
Quote-unquote ex-boyfriend.
She was living with... Wait, was he an ex when she was living with him?
Yeah. They moved in together. She moved into his house like 2 months before I met her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And, by the way, she's on the other line.
All right.
I'm giving her whatever. So, 2 months, and she calls me, and so we hang out, and then we start to date. She says they had been broken up for 3 months.
Wait. Now, where is she living now?
She's living in an apartment where I'm pretty much...
She lives alone?
Moved out.
All right, she lives alone?
Yeah, right now.
And you live alone?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a minute here, so we can't make this a long call.
Damn.
Anyway, we'll get to it. All right, what's the question here?
No real question, just wanted your thoughts on it.
On what?
So what happens is, I finally get her to move out. She moves in with me, and she goes and visits him all the time.
She visits him all the time?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's an hour drive. Stays there until 3, 4 in the morning sometimes.
Right. So what's your question?
No question. Just thought I'd prove that last caller wrong. I am the nice guy, and I'm losing big time.
Oh, yes.
And
you ever wonder what's going on over there?
Oh, yeah.
Do you wonder or do you know?
I wonder. It sounds like she's being truthful and honest, but how can you not think something? Exactly.
You know what's going on over there.
Well, obviously, but...
You know, I know, we all know.
Tom Leykis.